What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Savage Land. Welcome to another episode of Pallet Picks. Been quite a bit since I did a pallet pick. Didn't mean for that to rhyme, but it did. I find myself strapped for time. If anything, I be really trying to focus on Soapbox, and I try to get some episodes of the field in, which I haven't received any G.I. Joe stuff lately besides my ills and pallet picks. I still have a quarter of a pallet full of stuff, so I kind of pick and choose what I go through on that. But on today's pallet picks, figured that I did want to review and put up and take pictures of, and I was very excited and had a lot of fun taking pictures with this figure, was the Target exclusive black comic version Black Widow, which is an awesome figure. I'm gonna say that out the gate. Awesome figure. I really see no flaws with this Marvel Legends, besides it could use a boot cut, but still, without that boot cut, just like I said on the last episode of Soapbox, she still can get busy. She still can get busy, so it's not a major thing. Within that figure, there's also some other figures I picked up. Bucky Cap I picked up in the last week or so. This Black Panther from the Black Panther movie and comic wave of last year, I just picked up last week at Ollie's. Sleeper. I should have never slept on that. I wish I would have brought a second on that, but we'll get into that when we get to it. And also this MK1 Ironman, the Mark 1, his very first suit comic version, an upgrade from the Toy Biz figure. We'll start with Black Widow first. Once again, she's a Target exclusive. She costs 27 bucks when everything's said and done, out the door $30, and I believe she's worth it. I paid more for less, basically. And this is not a video complaining about that. I'm just saying I paid more for less. But she comes with 3 different head sculpts. I think all of them are immaculate. Some people say she could use some, look like she has a little bit of wash in her hair, or use some dry brushing in her hair or whatnot, but it's fine with me. The sculpt is great. The color is great. She has a long hair look that I like, that's pretty neutral, that I thought I would like the short hair more, but I think I'm gonna go with the long hair. She has the Peggy Bundy look, which is like a 60s beehive like type hairdo, which that's my least favorite, but it's still not a bad figure. I don't know why I get Jean Grey vibes off of that. And then she also has the short comic version of the Scarlett Johansson short hair with it frayed over her eyes and everything like that, which looks pretty good. I thought this would be the head sculpt that I like most, but it's actually this this intermediate one right here with the long straightened hair. This looks really good. This is like spot on. And to be quite honest, when I think of Black Widow in the comic books, I'm used to seeing her with this long down to the mid-back shoulder hair. Far as this buck, what everybody was talking about, it is as advertised. This is dope. This is dope. I got a feeling all female figures eventually will go to this, for the most part. Not all of them, but for the most part, go to this with the new ab crunch system set up with the ab rocker and the inverted crunch. I believe, just seeing her in this all black, I believe Baroness from G.I. Joe Classified needs to switch to this body. There's a new Crimson Baroness that's coming out that has double jointed elbows, but I believe she needs a little bit more to give you that full effect of Baroness. But let's get back into Black Widow. She's got a great butterfly joint. She's a real thin figure, like a female, so she can kind of cross her arms a little bit more than a male figure. And then, of course, she's got the double jointed elbows. She's pinless. Far as her wrist, they move horizontal. Let me see if they move vertical on one. No, two horizontal wrist hinges. And she's a character that shoots weapons, so I don't know why she doesn't have the horizontal, but the vertical, but I made it work with the horizontal. If you can pose them up, you can do your thing with them. Of course, with the abdominal area, she has the abdominal rocker with the ball joint in the middle, and then the inverted ab crunch, which makes a beautiful crunching and back and forward effort with her, which is awesome. Far as she doesn't have drop down hips, so it's not quite like the Renew Your Vows body, but that's cool with me. I also said something with the Giant Man. I would not want drop down hips on him. I like the feature, but I think the feature is also kind of dangerous too. For a long time, I thought I was going to break my G.I. Joes when I first got them. I was messing with that drop down hips. But she has a thigh cut, double jointed knees, pinless, and she doesn't have a boot cut, ankle rocker that goes side to side, back and forth, all making for a great articulated figure. I still haven't had a chance to get her on a bunch of crazy poses, but I know she'll pop back up again in the future in some more videos that I'll probably have come out. But what I like about her most is that she can get down and crouch like Black Widow is used to doing. That's why I really kind of broke out this Black Mayfax Spider-Man, because he crouches down like that. Mayfax figures can do that. And I know it might seem so simple, but sometimes it's really hard for a Marvel Legend to get really crouched down. Of course they can crouch down, but I'm talking about really crouching down where your knees are up to your chest and your ass is sitting almost on the ground. That is some human anatomy type thing that humans can do, and it's kind of hard to convert action figures to do that. But this figure does it. One, because she's so thin, and then two, because of the great articulation that they gave her. Now, as far as accessories comes, she has some cool accessories. Her wrist gauntlets, she has 3 sets of that. So that's why I said this figure is worth $30, because the articulation on point, as advertised. And as far as the accessories, what you get with her, you get a gang of shit, man. And I'm almost kind of scared that I'll lose some of this stuff, but hopefully I won't, and I haven't yet. But 2 wrist gauntlets with just the smoking effect, like she just finished blasting off. And then she has wrist gauntlets with the fixed in blast effects, like almost kind of like a fire effect coming out of like a red glow. They're a little gummy, so if you want to heat them up and straighten them up, of course you'll need to do that. Then she has the regular plain wrist gauntlets when she's not doing anything. Maybe she has regular pistols in her hand. As far as her regular pistols, they're really not regular pistols. She has like a smaller pistol with a silencer on it. Looks almost kind of like a laser gun. I wanted to put Valorverse weapons in her hand, but I just didn't get a chance to do that. And then she also has another smaller kind of like comic booky type gun, but hey, that's what Black Widow shoots, kind of like futuristic type shit. As far as her hands, she has 3 sets of hands, I believe. I hope I didn't get this right. She has 2 fists, which goes great when it's time to shoot those gauntlets. So if you're really in real life doing that, you will ball your fist up, because if you got them sprayed out, then one of your fingers possibly get fucking blown off. And you don't want that to happen. She's got the sprayed out hands for like sprawling. Those hands are kind of gummy. But I still been trying to get her to do a handstand, but I don't think her hands would be big enough. I don't care if they wasn't gummy and hard. Her hands wouldn't be big enough. Only person I've been able to do that with this type body setup is Beast. And of course, you can see his hands. They're like huge. They're set up so he can do that. And then she also gets, of course, shooting hands for shooting guns. And like I said, we went through the 3 head sculpts. And yeah, that's pretty much what she comes with. And that is good and plenty for me. 3 head sculpts, 3 sets of hands, 3 gauntlets, 2 guns. Oh, and you also get 2 clear smoking effects and 2 red kind of like fire effects for the guns. So she comes with plenty. I would pay $30 for this figure again. When I seen it in Target, I should have brought 2 of them, but I was like, you know what the hell, I just need 1 from now. And guess what? When I went back 2 days later, all them shits were gone. And hey, I'm glad other guys got them. There was like 6 up there, so there was like 5 left. Hey, have at it, and have plenty too, and enjoy, because this was a great figure, and I had plenty of fun with her. Her belt floats in the middle too, but that's not a problem. It rises up and down, and I think that was the best way to do it, because she's so articulated in the middle there. I didn't see any problem with it, man. Maybe some people will like it sculpted in, but I think they did a pretty good job. And as far as her sculpt, she's just in a black costume with a zipper down in the middle. I know some of the old figures would have like a lot of her cleavage out, but this is not it. Me, a guy like me, I really don't give a shit about that, man. I'm not trying to bang this broad here. It's a fucking action figure. I'm gonna play with it, but not in that manner. But the butt on her looks pretty good. I mean, what more can you expect? She's a tiny white girl. I'm pretty sure she's 5 foot, so she's not gonna have like a fucking dunk. That's not gonna happen. But she has a nice ass. And me in real life, all my life, I mean, I like a big butt, but I also really like a nice ass. And that's what she has. Overall, she has a nice body, nice face, everything, period. I'll give this figure in the 9s if I was rating on a 1 to 10 scale. I usually don't do no shit like that, but on a 1 to 10 scale, this figure, as far as Marvel Legends wise, is in between 9 and 10, man. So she's great. She's great. She's definitely worth the money spent. She's definitely worth getting, man. And I can't wait to get her in some more poses down the road. Now, that was Black Widow. Let's go to who's up next? Let's do Bucky Cap next. Also another exclusive. So this time around, this is Walmart's exclusive, the Bucky cap. And might I say, Bucky cap looks good. I didn't have the first one. I didn't give a damn about the first one, to be honest with you. And plus, I probably just came in to collecting heavy maybe like a year after that first one came out. Maybe like a year or two after that first one came out. But I'm happy to have this one here. But this one here is on point. Is he better than 20 years anniversary cap? No. That is the best cap, whether for me, whether it's domestic or import, that I've had hands on far as action figure. So no, he's not better than 20 years anniversary. Is he a bad figure? No, by no means. He's actually on the new Bucky cap, quote unquote, Vulcan body now, which reason why I say that, because Bucky cap was used for a lot of Marvel Legends, that repetitive body. Now this body that he's on is actually comes from Cyclops' brother, which is being used over and over again. It's a bigger, thicker buck, and I have two figures up here that uses that body, and they're awesome. Now the let's start with the his accessories on him. He gets a shield, which is pretty decent. It's bigger than this U.S. Agent shield. They gave U.S. Agent a small shield, Jesus, and it's better than the 20 years anniversary cap shield because it doesn't have all those extra features on there. As far as his gun, he comes with a gun with a silencer on it. He has like a Rambo type knife, which I think is dope, and that's it. Other than that, he has two balled up fists and he has two shooting hands because Bucky cap is known for carrying a pistol. He's not Steve Rogers. This is this is Bucky. Yeah. So what? I had to think about that for a minute. So let's start from the head to toe. All right. So first of all, he comes with the Captain America top, which I've never read the lore of Bucky cap, so I don't know why this costume is split half and half. I know Bucky's kind of like an assassin type guy, so he will be in black, and of course Captain America's in the red, white, and blue. But he has the old type Captain America wings on the head, really soft and pliable. One thing I do like about this figure, everything is like far as his deco is pretty much sculpted in. The A on his forehead is sculpted in. The star on his chest and back is sculpted in. The ones on the shoulders are painted, but I'm cool with that. And I'm gonna see if the stripes on here are sculpted in. The stripes on the front of him are sculpted in. And then I like this blue metallic paint. Now, as far as his eyes and that head sculpt type area, I don't know. I have to take a look at the comic book and see, but I thought maybe that could be done better. But I like it. I like it. It's not bad. It's just me. He doesn't look as good as the 20 years cap. But once again, it's Bucky cap. But he looks good. But this blue metallic paint sets him apart from the other Captain Americans. And of course, he has a totally different colorway. But that blue metallic paint almost looks like a car paint on him. I don't know why they did it like that, but I like it though. I'm just asking. I don't know why they did it like that in the comic books. Is it shiny like that or what? But as far as his ab crunch, he has the pretty much regular abdominal crunch on him. Butterfly joint works, but could work a little bit better. Good enough for me though. Double jointed arms, pinless also. As far as his wrist hinge, he should have the up and down. He should have the vertical. Okay, he has a horizontal here. And then what else he has here? Yeah, he has an up and down on his left hand. So I guess he's a left hand shooter. And then his right has the horizontal on there. But cool. He moves great. As far as his waist, pretty much the disc at the hip. He has a thigh cut, double jointed knees, a boot cut right by the Buccaneer, at the top of the Buccaneer boot, which works out fine. Ankle articulation, front, back, and great ankle rocker from side to side. Really not too much with this guy, just a Vulcan body with new sculpt on it, and it works out great for Bucky cap. Like I said, he looks totally different from any other Captain America you got, and he will stand the time too, because he's a nice big thick figure. They did a great job on the sculpt, and I think they did a great job on articulation as far as what Bucky cap comes with. And other than that, man, just another great Captain America to add to your shelf. And also, he was 24 bucks, and I picked him up from Walmart. I ordered him about a week ago. Seemed like he was pretty good, easy to order. I didn't order him when he first came out. So I said, you know what, let me hop up on this guy and see what's up. Now let's get to the next Vulcan body, and this is the Black Panther from last year, comic and movie wave Black Panther, which is fire. Actually, I wasn't even thinking about this picture, but my collecting comes full circle because Boog from ACBA had just put out his top 10, and I was watching that. And at number 5 was this Black Panther here. And I'm like, wow. Because when I seen that wave, I'm like, yo, I'm Black Panther out. I don't care anymore. Not saying I don't care anymore, but I have 5 or 6 Black Panther movie ones, though, on my shelf. Everything is movie Black Panther. I don't have no comic Black Panther. So when I seen him put that up there, I was like, okay, maybe this is good. And I was in Ollie's about a week ago in Myrtle Beach and came across that wave in there. And they actually had 2 in there. And for $10, can't be beat. Actually on Amazon right now, he's for 17 bucks. He's totally worth it. If you haven't got this Black Panther from last year, the comic version, this guy is totally worth it. And then plus, I seen what Boog did with the blue Marvel head. Looks just like a comic book T'Challa, and that's what I'll be rocking because I don't have really any ties to Blue Marvel. I'm actually gonna take his head and put it on the Stalker figure from G.I. Joe, but I think I found a home with this Black Panther here. And then also as a placeholder, if you don't want to have nowhere to put the Black Panther head, just put it on the Blue Marvel figure. Now you have a new type of Street Panther. Got to use your imagination with this thing, but I think both figures works out well, and also that Blue Marvel head snaps right on. You don't need to put anything on there, and you don't need to squeeze it on. It goes on like it was almost made for it. So Blue Marvel and Black Panther in my collection is almost pretty much one figure. But far as the Black Panther, same thing as the Bucky cap. Same articulation. He actually his butterfly joint seems like it works a little bit better to me, but probably can get a little bit more range out of it, but it's good enough for me. Far as this Black Panther right here, this is my definitive Black Panther. He is big enough, he moves well enough, and he's just a great figure. And then when you start taking pictures with him, he's blacked out, murdered out, and that's how Black Panther should look in my eyes. As far as accessories, he doesn't come with much either. Doesn't really need much in this case. He has his kind of like clawish like hands, and then he has 2 fists. Black Panther doesn't shoot any guns. He's a Black Panther. He runs fast, fights hard, very nimble. A Black Panther, pretty much in all that instinct. So great figure, great figure. And then last but not least, I picked up the MK1 Ironman. I love this figure. I think it's great. If you're not into this figure like that, I would say wait, because I don't think a lot of people are. I just couldn't hold my water anymore, and I went out and brought it. $30, I think it should have been on the 24 range. But when it comes to me, like, what's $1 or $2? You always want to save $1 or $2, but if I really want something, I'm not going to be sitting over $1 or $2. It's like when I used to go to the mall, which I don't really go to the mall anymore to get anything. When I went up in that motherfucker, I went straight in, got what I want, and left out. I'm not finna be sitting, bro, at the mall, yo. I'm not doing it, or any store of that. Like when I go on my toy hunts, I know they see me on a hard mission. I'm going straight to that toy out, and I'm taking my ass straight out of there because I don't want anything else. I know what I want, basically what I'm saying. But this MK1 Ironman upgrade from the Toy Biz one, I think it was a great addition. It doesn't come with too much, 2 balled up fists, 2 sprawled out hands, and then the effects which you get with every Iron Man, I actually like these the best. That black smoke with the red glow, I think that's dope, and especially with him. Putting it on this MK1 with this big bulky body, looked like it was built in a basement, which it was actually built in a cave. But you would think with that suit it's not running so high efficiency like MK40 or 50 or whatnot. This is something he built trying to get the hell out of that cave, and it's probably popping and smoking and skipping like a damn hoopty, and that black smoke is coming out and that red orange fire because it's burning too hot. It's overworking itself, and it's just perfect for this figure. Far as his articulation, single jointed arms, what makes him the most is the ball joint at the waist. Of course, he doesn't have an ab crunch because it's really supposed to be a man inside a suit. What I do wish it was a little bit bigger, just a little bit more girth on this thing. But I can live with it, man. I'm not tripping. I wish you also can kind of see the eyes, because I think that at one point you can see his eyes in there, but it's just blacked out, which that's cool with me. Let me see, double jointed knees, but this armor is kind of holding it up from that. But this I believe when I was looking in it early, it looked like he wants to have double jointed elbows, but his armor is not going to allow to do that. Basically, this is a walking, talking trash can right here. Nothing sophisticated like any other Ironmans if you're not into the lore and don't know. So far as his ankle rocker, it can go back really great. Forward, it gets held up once again by the armor, but he has a great ankle rocker. 2 holes at the bottom where you can fit the blast effects. I believe it only just fits into one certain hole. But other than that, neck articulation, still kind of limited. What really, like I said, makes this guy is the ball at the waist. And when I say all this limited stuff, it's because, like I said, he's a walking trash can. When people first probably got this figure, they probably were surprised that it moved so well. I would say the only thing this one had, the old Toy Biz one had on this one is the articulated fingers. But we all know how that ends up. Eventually, after a while, they get loose. Which I still like them, to be honest with you. I like the Fortnite Jazzwares line because of that. But yes, so those are my 4 Avengers that I pretty much brought over the last couple of weeks. But what I want to go over at the end is this Avengers line is really shaping up here, and I'm really liking it. And this is just all like a hodgepodge kind of like Avengers that I have here sitting up here, but it looks really great. Like I said, I'm more like an X-Men man, but after I'm done this year, I'm gonna have a battle between my X-Men shelf and my Avengers shelf. If you haven't checked out my X-Men video I did about a month ago, check that out. I rearranged that. And I'm gonna have to get some other X-Men figures too to finish up those card backs. And once I get these newer Avenger figures that came out this year, 2 solid shelves that's dope as hell. Fuck all the talk about Marvel Legends and bullshit this. What I have right in front of me, which is about 15 goddamn figures, all of these I like. Even this damn Doctor Strange. A lot of people like this. I really don't care too much for it. I think the legs are too skinny. But at the same time, Doctor Strange's not a built, buff guy. I think also what bothers me too is that stiff ass cape. I hate figures like that. I like a cloth cape. But it looks good. The aesthetic of Doctor Strange, that's fucking Doctor Strange right there. No doubt about that. And like I said, once you start mixing in some other flavors too, like the Diamond Select Hulk, you got your Mayfac Spider-Man. I think the red and blue suit Marvel Legends Spider-Man would look better with this, but the black suit Mayfac Spider-Man looks better with this group right here. So it's all about mixing and matching. You got Falcon back here. I mean, this is all great, man. It's coming together great, and I think it's all solid up here. And, you know, give it up for Marvel Legends. Let's just give it up for Marvel Legends, because lately nobody really does. And even the people who are about Marvel Legends, they always have to find something to complain about. I'm going to go against the grain. I ain't got shit to complain about up here. All these figures look great, and I think they're fucking amazing. And to be honest with you, Black Widow is really the crown jewel. It's the crown and jewel. Give another round of applause for that, for a great female body that they finally came up with. And it is as advertised. It is as advertised. That's why I said she's the crown jewel. To be honest with you, she moves better than the men up here. To be honest with you, if they start making female figures with these bodies, the females will start to take the cake with Marvel Legends, man. But that is all. That is all. We'll have an update on this. But if you haven't brought the Black Widow figure, if you come across her, if you're thinking about her, I would pick her up. I think she's worth it, man. I think she's worth it. She's gonna set a tone and a different attitude for you about Marvel Legends, as far as the female bucks. And it's not like I'm riding Marvel Legends surfboard or anything like that, because I'm a G.I. Joe guy when it comes to Hasbro. But all these figures up here I'm looking at, all of them look really, really great, and they haven't they haven't dissatisfied me. I've had fun with every last figure up here. But we're gonna cap it with that, man. I'm steady running my mouth. This is the Savage Land. We do this for the love and beauty of Avengers 60th year anniversary and Marvel Legends. If you can, give me a like, comment, subscribe. Hit me on my Instagram at Geppetto910, man. I'm starting to build it up a little bit, so it's getting there. But we got a long way to go. And with that being said, until the next time, God bless.